The 2018 National Legends Cars Championship is sponsored by Dyno Rod.
Hello and a very warm welcome to our second programme from here at Snetterton for the MRF National Legends Cars Championship with Dyno Rod. Steve Whiteleg had a terrific opening two races, taking both race wins, and that puts him on the back of the grid for the third and final race of the first day's racing here. Let's first of all though go down into the paddock and catch up on all the latest gossip. What a delight to welcome Rob Fountain back to Legends. Rob, 2000 champion, what brings you back?
Just really, I've never fell out of love with the series. I've kept an eye on Legends ever since. To be honest, I dipped out of motor racing because of really work commitments and family. So now I've turned 40 this year, so a bit of a midlife crisis. We've got a little bit of time, and yeah, it's just really good to be back, really good.
I was looking at the old statistics, and in terms of race starts, you know, if we look at everybody racing here this weekend, you've had probably less race starts than 3/4 of the field competing this weekend, because you raced 2 years, you were rookie champion 99, overall champion 2000. How does that make you feel?
Probably a lot to live up to, really. A lot of the guys that are racing with now, when I actually finished with Legends, I wasn't even born, so yeah, a bit of a hill to climb, but like I say, just really good to be back.
Well, two decent races open the meeting here, and by my calcs, third or fourth going into the third and final race of first day's racing.
Yeah, we've had a good day so far. Got caught out a little bit in the rain to begin with in the last race, but as soon as it started to dry out, we got back to the pace that we showed in practice in the first race. Yeah, if we can have a nice clean race, I think we'll be all right.
You could have probably done with practice being qualifying as definition and being on pole position.
Would have been nice. It's very rare that we actually put a quick lap in quali, so to actually top the times in quali, it's a nice change for once. But yeah, the grid draw. I mean, most of the time I'm happy with a grid draw, so it's take it as it is.
Miles, what happened in race number 2? A non-finish, I think pretty much a non-start.
Well, yeah, you're correct, a non-start. It looks like the rain lights sort of arced out on the chassis, some of the wiring, and it's caused the ignition switch to melt and set the rest of the wires on fire, which caused the car to cut out before the race even begun. So unfortunately, yeah, didn't get going in that one.
That's a big hit, isn't it? Championship points wise, potentially 200 for a race, so a lot of work to do now the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, it's a massive hit really. It's just not what we were looking for. I mean, we had quite a bit of bad luck at Donington Park due to engines just not lasting, and yeah, we was looking to try and regain some of that back here at Snetterton, but unfortunately we haven't managed to do that so far.
Miles Rudman is fifth on the grid for this one. James Hall-Morton alongside. Ahead of him, Nico Rahimart on the front row with Nathan Anthony. Problems for Bill Reid, who was due to start in the gentleman's group. Row 2, going back to the grid, Nick Bridgman and Ricky Leggett on row 2, and on board with Rick on the outside of the second row. Rahimart in grey just ahead of him. Top point scorer on the day so far, the red 66 of Steve Whiteleg, who won both races in our preceding programme. And the other top point scorers, Jack Parker, Will Gibson, John Mickle fourth in the points on the day so far, Matthew Pape fifth. So the lights are on, and the start marshal will keep a very close eye if they're in good order, which they are. Good start from Nathan Anthony in the yellow van as they head down to Riches for the first time. Mika Rahima in 113. The blue car of Nick Bridgman showing as well. The 99 of Paul Simkis in the mix too. It's Rahima from Nathan Anthony as they go into Riches. And a swarm of angry bees going down into the first corner. Now into turn 2. On board with Rick Leggett in fourth place. Miles Rudman on the inside line. But it's the Flying Finn out front at the moment. Miles Rudman busy challenging him. Very, very busy mid-order. 21 Sean Smith in the mix there chasing 51, Paul Simmons. And Steve Whiteleg, as you can see, has got a lot of traffic in front of him. 2 wins so far for Steve Whiteleg. Goes through past Simon Harraway in the 83, past Will Gibson as well. 24, Matthew Pape up ahead. Miles Rudman's just snuck through into the lead as they go through Agostini. Down the straight in towards Hamilton, the left-hander. So Rudman with the lead here. Good opportunity for Rudman here off the front to score some decent points. And that's the way Legends Racing works. I think that was a little bit of a moment there for Paul Simkis in 99. On board with Rick Leggett again, this time chasing Nathan Anthony in third place. Still Rudman and Rahima out front, coming onto the long straight. So the Bentley straight, 4 wide as they go through there. That's incredible. Sean Smith getting the best of the runs there. The red car you saw, this man, Steve Whiteleg, the man he's chasing championship-wise, the orange and blue K-Seal car of John Mickle, the number 4. And Whiteleg's got a lot of work to do. The third race of any Legends meet, he's always a bit longer than races 1 and 2 because the top point scorers from those first 2 races start at the back, and the extra couple of laps allow more chance to come through the field. But it is a hard job to do, particularly when you've got the likes of Miles Rudman out front. Jack Parker there in yellow and blue, ahead of John Mickle. Steve Whiteleg is in behind. And Steve's had a good day, but John Mickle not that far behind on points on the day, but has a good lead, very nearly 3 race wins ahead in terms of the championship points. The 51 car there is Paul Simmons. Paul race winner at Donington as they come out of Murray's Corner along centre straight. Superb sound these Yamaha engines make. Rahimar still challenging for the lead with Miles Rudman, looking for win number 6 of the year, Rudman, and John Mickle trying to make progress, still up ahead of Steve Whiteleg, who takes a wide run there. Steve has been really on great form today. The leading 2 getting away. Ricky Leggett in third place. Then it's Marcus Pett. Jack Parker goes wide. Sean Smith next up. So on board with Steve Whiteleg once again. James Hall Morton in the 32 car. There's room on the outside. There is always room with Legends, isn't there, somewhere on track? So the 5/8 scale racers ideally suited. The one car that, of course, they haven't been developed over here, and that's part of the secret, really. They've made little subtle changes over the years, but the car's essentially the same. They will never outgrow the circuits, which is a marvellous thing about Legends cars racing. The formula stays the same. Having said that, there may well be a new engine coming in, and that, of course, is inevitable over the years. We look forward to embracing that over the coming seasons. But for the moment, the 1250cc Yamahas are de rigueur, as James Hall Morton now will learn from watching John Mickle. Will Gibson chasing the 66 of Steve Whiteleg. They come into Williams Corner. This leads on to the back straight where we pick them up now. Whiteleg has lost a bit of ground on John Mickle here, so Mickle having a very good run. And Whiteleg probably about 10 car lengths down at the moment as Rudman and Rahima still go into the complex in front. Sean Smith, Nathan Anthony, Jack Parker there as well in the 13 car. Mickle just behind him. Then it's James Hall Morton from Paul Simmons. Whiteleg has a look on the inside line in the red 66 car. He's going to get that inside line going into Coram, I think, try and make the move. They can't quite do it. Will Gibson still in behind. Then it's Matthew Pape in 24 behind them. So Snetterton, a track that seems to suit Steve Whiteleg very well indeed. Now comes out of the slipstream, gets the power down, challenging the 51 of Paul Simmons. 1 race win for him so far this year. Over 300 starts for him, but that's how bump drafting works. And Will Gibson picked him up. Problems there for Paul Groves, returnee to the championship in the 27 over the grass. Recovers well. Paul will be enjoying his racing and sets off in pursuit of the others once again. Race leaders, the leading group, heading around the hairpin down towards the left-hander at Palmer. On board with Will Gibson again. He was bump drafting with Paul Simmons, but he can't seem to get past. And it's still Miles Rudman out front, not losing Mika Rahimar now after his problem. Both of the drivers having had problems in the 2 heats, and that's why they get to start off the front, and it gives them a decent chance to rebuild points and, more importantly, rebuild confidence in themselves and the car in this final, starting off the front. Steve Whiteleg still trying to deal with Will Gibson, and he's going to look at the inside line here. Gibson nips across, thinking about having a look at Nathan Anthony. Anthony's still there though, into Hamilton Corner, and it's still the 51 up in front, but now Whiteleg looks down the inside line as he go into Ongies. I think he's going to squeeze through on the inside, on board with Gibson. Whiteleg makes the move. That was hard fought, wasn't it? Took him a couple of miles to get that move done, and his next target's going to be the van of Nathan Anthony. So we'll see what sort of a run he gets here out of Williams and down the straight. He's picking up the toe now. The two cars, in theory, by drafting and significantly touching bump drafting, will go faster than the one in front. Look how they gain on the 51 of Paul Simmons down the inside of the Bailey car and making up that space. Jack Parker still there ahead of Marcus Pett. Ricky Leggett in 26 is there as well. Sean Smith in 21 ahead of them. Sean winner at Donington Park as well. And still the lead between Rudman and Rahima out front at the minute. This is a good Legends race. We've got some good drivers at the front there. In fact, the quality is right the way through the field as you look at this grid of 20 cars racing here, including the former champion Rob Fountain, who we heard from. Rob betting himself in. This is his third race on his comeback, and Rahima's got the lead. Mika Rahima takes the lead from Miles Rudman. Sean Smith third, then Jack Parker. Marcus Pett in the 79 is next up. Marcus best result third, and he's got John Mickle trying to reel him in now. Mickle with Ricky Leggett behind him. So John Mickle here, if he can close in on this group, if they don't break free, Mickle's got a shout here with this slightly longer race of being able to close in. Steve Whiteleg is some way back. There he is in red coming into shot at the back of vision. Now it's a challenge for second place. Sean Smith looks down the inside, passes Rudman. Smith second, Rudman third, Parker fourth. Marcus Pett is next as they head down to Hamilton again. And John Mickle closing in on this lead group, trying to get some points back from this meeting. Well, this day's racing on the meeting over Steve Whiteleg, who's taken 2 wins so far, and John Mickle looking handy. There is the number 3, that's his teammate Mike Schlupp. Case Hill number 3 car, but Mika Rahima here, and second and third beginning to close in now. So Sean Smith is closing in on the Finn out front and has got the lead, goes down the inside line. Sean Smith leads. Miles Rudman's going to go back into second place here on the inside of Rahima. Side by side they're not, the Finn hangs onto it, and it's Sean Smith still out front at the moment. Smith the leader, Rahima second, Rudman in third. Mika Rahima, the race leader. Miles Rudman is thinking about having a look in black. Then it's Sean Smith. You saw the orange of John Mickle getting up with this lead group as well. And this is exactly how Legends races unfold in race 3 of any of their meetings, where you got the fast guys coming through from the back of the field, and Mickle's done that, and he's potentially on here for at least a podium, but it's the Finn out front. Miles Rudman couldn't make the challenge there. Rahima's still there. There is Rudman looking as we look across them, got the inside line here and will take the lead again. Sean Smith will try and follow through. He's looking at the inside line. Mika Rahima might get a bit more momentum around the outside line. Jack Parker fourth. John Mickle is fifth. Then it's Marcus Pett in the 79. So it's Rudman back out front. Sean Smith, remember, was in the lead, so he's seen plenty of place swapping. There is the former champion, Rob Fountain from Boston, and what a return to the formula he's had. He's driven so well, and a slide there from the 113 car. Rahima loses out 1, 2 places, maybe 3. Yes, he does, as Mickle goes through. Not content with that, Mickle goes through and past Jack Parker and looking for second place. John Mickle's going up into second. No, he can't quite do it. Out of the draft, he's still there in 4th place. Miles Rudman, puff of smoke through, a little bit of contact by Parker on the back end there of Sean Smith. Mickle in 4th position, Rahima up ahead of Marcus Pett. So Rudman holding his nerve here in front of this 6-car train for lead position. 7th is Steve Whiteleg, who's trying to close in on them. He could probably do with a bit of a tow to help him close in. If Whiteleg can get onto the back of this group, his thoughts might even start to turn to a hat-trick, but he's got an awful lot of work to do. He's a way away. We've got the mechanical warning flag, which I think is going to Rick Leggett. Here comes Sean Smith for the lead. Looks around the outside line, but it's Jack Parker who goes through. Rudman down to 3rd. Smith 2nd. John Mickle is there in 4th place. Rahima now in 6th. And then Steve Whiteleg very nearly on the back of the group. John Mickle here. I'm surprised he hasn't been able to move further up, but that is the nature of Legends cars racing. Into Palmer, the left-hander. They're out of that now. They'll go downhill towards Agostini. Mickle still in fourth. He's having a slingshot run here, hard on the brakes as they go into Agostini, and Mickle's going to go through into a potential podium position race-wise. Jack Parker still in second place. Mika Rahima and now Steve Whiteleg very definitely on the back of the group in the red WTBS car, but still a long way off the lead. And it's Sean Smith out front. Jack Parker is in second. Problems for Rick Legger. It was Ricky Legger who comes in. A little bit of tank tape to seal the rear panel, which is what that was about. And the boys get him away and out back into the race. It is going to be points, but not very many, sadly, for Rick Leggett. There he is rejoining. It's a long lap, so his rejoin won't interfere with anybody as Steve Whiteleg now bump drafts Mika Rahima. Mika's 18th race in the championship with his best of 6 place, so he's looking on for a best result here if he stays with this group. But it's Smith, Parker, Mickle, then Marcus Pett, Miles Rudman, and then in 6th place the 66. So on the timing screen it's 666, the number of the beast. That is the outside leg man himself, Steve Whiteleg, in 6th position, and he's got to pick them off one by one. He'll be a little bit mindful. He knows that Mickle's in front. His target's going to be to beat John Mickle, I think, here. He was in 3rd place, and he can't afford to let Mickle take points off him championship-wise. Smith still there from Parker. What a battle between these two. Sean Smith did 136th race for him in Legends cars. Did 100 by the end of last year. Steve Whiteleg makes the pass on Miles Rudman, the early race leader. Whiteleg's ticking away here. He's got Marcus Pett in front of him now. So Steve Whiteleg, he's going to have a lot of confidence after 2 race wins, and he's looking on the inside line of Marcus Pett now. Pett will see him. Good clean racing from the pair of them. Pett still racing hard, and that puts Steve Whiteleg on the back bumper technically of the Case-Hill 4 car. This is superb Legends racing as ever, but it's still Sean Smith out front. Smith and Parker, you still wouldn't bet against Mickle, but look at the gap. Parker goes down the inside. Jack Parker into the lead. Side by side. On the brake, Sean Smith knocks up, gets it sideways, spins it around. And Smith, now was he looking in the mirrors there? Sean Smith loses out. He's not going to take the win now. Matthew Pate goes through. And that's put the 66 car, top of the points today, into 3rd place. Parker leads. Mickle 2nd. Whiteleg 3rd. Then it's Mika Rahima. Miles Rudman in behind them. Onto the back straight they go. So Jack Parker, here's the view from Whiteleg, box seat. John Mickle gets the lead. Whiteleg follows through. Steve Whiteleg's into 2nd. And he's going to try and have a go at John Mickle. He's on the outside line. Steve Whiteleg, outside leg at Brundle Corner, takes the lead. I never thought he'd get into the lead. He was so far back. Both he and John Mickle have come through the field. Incredible driving from them. Remember, Jack Parker's come through from 16th on the grid as well. Technically, Parker did the run through the field quicker than those two, but it's Whiteleg leading. He's never had a hat-trick of Legends wins before, and it's a bit too early to talk about it, because in Legends racing, being in front as you go into the closing stages is not necessarily the best thing, because you've got drafting, drivers can work with each other, it may not necessarily pan out. And see what I'm saying, Mickle goes back past into the lead. The Sussex-based racer goes back and past his championship rival into the lead. Jack Parker is 3rd, Steve Whiteleg immediately ahead. 15 points the difference between 1st and 2nd. There is Rob Fountain having a very good race there with Mike Schlupp. That's for 15th place. Remember, Fountain has to start off the back as a returnee. Oh, a little moment was there from Mickle. Whiteleg's got momentum and goes through. Whiteleg back into the lead. Jack Parker's following him as well. Mickle's on the inside line. They break as they go into the hairpin. Whiteleg's still there. And Steve Whiteleg's got 2 places over Mickle at the moment. This is working out well for him. Parker in 2nd. Mickle in 3rd. Pett and Rahima squabbling over positions as well. Out of Hamilton, down into Oggies, the double apex right-hander. Fountain and Schlupp still racing hard. Mike Schlupp in front, Rob Fountain just behind. And talking to Rob, he's absolutely loving his racing. We look back across on the back straight, it's Whiteleg there, but here comes Jack Parker. The 13 car slingshots out of the toe and down the inside into the lead, but outside leg might have a go. He can't quite do it this time, so Steve Whiteleg slots into second, and it's Jack Parker, the leader, and Whiteleg's got Mickle for company. Steve looks on the inside as they head out of Bombole down into Coram. Marcus Pett in a very strong fourth position as well. It's got to come from these four. Rudman next. Rahima looks up the inside line as well. But it's Jack Parker through Coram and down into Murray's for the last time, who's got the lead in this one. Steve Whiteleg gets closer. Whiteleg in second, Jack Parker heading towards the checkered flag, but Steve Whiteleg's coming out of the toe. He's having a go. He's got his nose in front. Whiteleg's got the hat-trick. Incredible as they went across the line. Perfect timing by Steve Whiteleg. Jack Parker second, John Mickle third from Marcus Pett. Rudman, Rahima, Gibson, Smith, Pape and Haraway complete the top 10 in our third race of the opening day here at Snetterton. 11th goes to James Hall Morton from Paul Simmons, Nathan Anthony and Paul Simkis, Mike Schlupp next, Rob Fountain, Nick Bridgman, Ricky Leggett and Paul Groves, who completes the 19 finishers in the third race. But it's a first ever career hat-trick for Steve Whiteleg. He's the winner on the day.
Steve, many congratulations, your first hat-trick in Legends Cars.
Yeah, what a nice surprise. About lap 6 or 7, I was looking at the leading group and I thought, I'm not going to get a chance to get through here, but they were battling away and they just came back towards me. So opportunities arose, picked them off one at a time. Poor old Sean Smith, who was in third, spun out just over at in the inner infield. And that was put me into third, straight behind John and Jack, and they were doing a bit of battling down the Bentley straight there, and I just managed to get the draft off them both and slingshot them just under the bridge in the brakes, and I thought, wow, I'm in the lead, and there we are, did it again.
Jack, another cracking result, and I think that puts you second overall on the day on the points. But first of all, another cracking Legends race.
Yeah, it was an exciting race. It was good. You never knew who was going to win then. It was just such a mixture of people coming through, and the pace was quick. And yeah, I got second, beat my third. So yeah, top finishes today. It's a shame I couldn't get that first, but I'm still happy to go with 2 thirds and a second today.
John, a good podium there, and more valuable points. And okay, Steve's outscored you a little bit today, but you're still in the lead.
Yeah, I still think we're in the lead. I think he's pulled just about 100 points on us, so we've still got a 500-point lead, so it's not too bad. But we had a very good day, as you can see. There's something wrong with the engine the last one. It was putting out a lot of oil, so we should get back to the workshop and work on it and go fighting again tomorrow.
What a fantastic round, and where else in the UK can you see a man win all 3 races, and yet we've seen so much in terms of racing and overtaking? Has to be the Legends Cars Championship.
Before we sign off for today, a very quick look at the final race of round 13. A big field starting. The heats were won by Miles Rudman and a maiden Legends car win for Marcus Pett. But as you can see, a number of high-profile casualties. Cy Haraway there. Just before that, we saw the 13 car of Jack Parker having a retirement, and there were to be several more casualties in terms of retirement before the race finished. Matthew Pape made the best of a front row start. Ricky Leggett ran well early on. James Hall Morton had a super race. More of his result later, and we saw Steve Whiteleg trying to go past him there. Pape was well on his way to the flag. John Mickle managed to get up into second place ahead of Whiteleg. Engine going there for Rob Fountain, who other than that enjoyed his day racing, but it was Matthew Pape that took the win from John Mickle. Steve Whiteleg in third. The winner, a very happy Matthew Pape.
Yeah, started up the front because of a misfortune earlier in the day, and then I was just making my way along with Ricky behind me. The miles came out of nowhere, then we worked together a bit, got away, had a bit of a race at the same time, which was great fun, and then he just dropped out, so I carried on going. I couldn't see anyone in my mirror, so I just tried not to throw it off as I did in the second race today.
John Mickle's championship lead intact. Steve Whiteleg has made a little inroad into it. Jack Parker third from Miles Rudman and Sean Smith. Paul Simmons next up from Will Gibson, Neil Shenton, Marcus Pett and Nathan Anthony completing the top 10.
Hope you've enjoyed the action here from Snetterton, and that you'll rejoin us from the penultimate round of the season at Pembrey. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.